Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in again. I'm here today to get what you can see is the Amazon Echo Sub all set up in my home, unboxed, opened up so you can see how this whole system works together. Now I have an Echo Plus here that I'm going to connect it with, so let's get going. All right, now first things first. You kind of have to understand the magnitude of this device. This is quite heavy. It is the first home automation device that I can actually say when I picked it up, I kind of grimaced a little bit. So let's get it opened up here. It's very simple packaging and I like that from Amazon here. There's not a lot to this. So as soon as you get the box opened up, you can see there's a nice wrapper around that box, and you can probably see me having to hold this up is a little bit difficult. Now, ultimately you pull it out with this bag, and I'm gonna set it down on the table right here. Let's go ahead now and get this opened up. You can see the bag actually does say Echo Sub on it, so quite a nice bag and maybe something you wanna keep after this. So here we go. The sub has come out. All right, now when we talk about this device, you can see clearly this is a large device when we're thinking about home automation. It is certainly a lot bigger than even the Amazon Echo Plus, which is sitting right here next to me, and it absolutely dwarfs a little Echo Dot. Now, physically it's quite heavy, and let me show you some of the details here. On the top of the device, you can see it's just that matte finish. The other thing is the cloth finish around the entire device. Quite nice looking as far as I'm concerned. Now, the only real feature here on the bottom, there is the logo, the Amazon logo. I know I got it upside down, but that's because I want to show you here where they tell you to look at the quick start guide. So when you peel off that sticker, these are your only pieces or differences on the whole surface. Otherwise, it's just that matte surface and the cloth surface here. So now the other component in the box is a power cable, and this is going to work along with your Amazon Echo Sub here. But ultimately this cable, it is long enough. It's about 5 feet long, so it's almost my full wingspan here. And it's just a standard power cable. So that's just to plug it in. I'm gonna get it plugged in and then we're gonna set it up. All right, now, as soon as I plugged it in here, there is a little LED on that little action button on the back that is just above the power cord. So I did wanna tell you that's what that button is. It's an action button. So we're just going through the boot up process. I'm sure we're gonna get a sound here pretty soon. All right, now I waited about 30 seconds. And what's important to keep in mind here, the little LED was flashing, but I've already in my home put in credentials in order to set up my Echo Plus and my Echo Dot here. I've already put in credentials to my Wi-Fi and saved those to Amazon. This, when I purchased it from Amazon, showed right up in the application. I'm not going to say the voice assistant's name, but in that application, I had already seen this device show up. It's not set up, it's not online, but it says it's offline. And so when I ordered it, Amazon's putting it right into the application before it leaves and comes to my home. Now, something I didn't expect about this is there was no sound that actually signified that this was set up. So I'm going to go into my application here. And again, I'm not going to say the voice assistant's name, but we're in that application and I'm going to go straight into the home control side of the application. So that's bottom right down in the right corner of the application here. And when I get there, I'm going to tap on Echo and Alexa. So there you go, you can see Brian's Echo Sub, and it's telling you that it's already set up. So again, I've done nothing. Now, if you did struggle here for any reason, the setup process I have in my Echo Plus setup video here, that will work. I'll put that in the top right of the application right now. And so you'll be able to go to that video and see basically a factory reset. How would you do a reset on this device? It's basically that button on the back. You're going to hold it and wait for it to reset essentially. So now moving on, let's go into the Echo Sub device settings here and we'll walk through those really quickly. Now you can see here the Wi-Fi network, and if it's auto tried to sign in to a Wi-Fi network that you've changed the password on, or that basically does not exist any longer, you've moved, whatever it is, you can hit change right there and you're going to be able to adjust that. Now there's also connected devices, sounds, and the do not disturb mode. A little bit different when we consider an Echo Sub. It's not a standard speaker, so it's not going to be producing those same sorts of sounds. So let's go through it. The speaker pair is ultimately what I think everyone wants to set up. So I have my Echo Plus sitting here. I now have my Echo Sub sitting here. I tapped on speaker pair, and you can get there a different way. So let me show you. But this brought up the setup screen. So I'm going to hit cancel there, and I'm going to go back all the way to my home control screen here. And top right, the plus. I'm going to hit that, and you can see add stereo pair / subwoofer. So I'm going to tap on that, and we're back to that same screen. So let's go ahead and hit continue. And now I can select speakers to connect. So what it's showing me are the different speakers that I can connect in my household and create basically a 2.1 or a 1.1 speaker system here. So let's go ahead and let's add everyone to this mix here. The Echo Plus, and you can see it eliminated the Echo Dot as compatible. Those two speakers are now going to be tied together in a 1.1 configuration. If I had another Echo Plus, I could do that. You can go ahead and you can create these pairs, and we're going to see the result of that here right after this. So it's just pairing the two speakers. I'm just sitting here. There's nothing I have to do. There's no interaction here. Again, this is ultimately an incredibly easy setup, and if I was to show you the entire setup process, this connected on its own to my Wi-Fi, this connected on its own to my Wi-Fi, and I had to hit that plus button and the stereo pair button and pick those two speakers, and now I'm creating a 1.1 speaker system. Now what Amazon will tell you is that if you want to create a different pairing, you can go ahead and do that, but you have to delete this speaker set first. So if I wanted to use my Echo Dot for any reason, I would have to go ahead and delete that pairing first, this original pairing. Now let's go ahead, and of course, what do we want to do? We want to test this out, so let's get it tested. Down here at the bottom of the application, you can see the sub pair. If you ever wanted to go in and delete that, you could, but now I'm going to move over here to Amazon Music. Inside of Amazon Music here, you can see that I've brought up a song and I've started playing it on my iPhone. Now, when I tap down at the bottom on what looks to be a cast icon, when you tap on that, you end up in this menu, and you can see the Echo Plus 2, and I'm going to choose that for right now and just show you the demo of that. Now that you've heard what that sounds like, let's tap on the cast button again, hit disconnect, and you do have to disconnect first. Then you hit the cast button again here, and you go to your sub pair. So that's the name that you're going to use in order to connect to both of your speakers. And now let's hear the difference in sound. All right. So I want to give you my initial reaction, because this is the first time I've paired these two devices, and I had to play a song with a little more bass to it, and I couldn't obviously play a lot of that track for you because it is copyrighted material. Now, what I'll tell you is the addition of this sub was exactly what you're expecting it to be. It was on target for exactly what I've had from every other sub in my life, but the difference is I'm now controlling it through this. So I can always ask my Amazon Echo Plus or Echo Dot to play on the sub pairing that I create. And obviously, if I want to create a 2.1 speaker system, I can go ahead and do that today. So all you need are the devices here. So there you go, everyone. There's my setup. There's my unboxing. I think this is quite the interesting device from Amazon, and it creates a whole new dimension when you're talking about Amazon Music and the Fire TV sticks and all of that capability that they're moving forward with, this is quite the new device. So thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.